here as well, and that line of rain flanking into Tuscaloosa, Alabama as we speak. A reinforcing shot of colder air coming into Nebraska and Iowa today. Some rain with that, even some snow as you get far enough into the cold air. And then you also have plenty of rain on the Carolina beaches all the way up to about the Jersey Shore. I want to take you back to Limestone County in Texas, where we did have the damage yesterday. And check out the damage here, the devastation in Limestone County. Residents in the Thornton area southeast of Waco picked through the rubble trying to salvage what they could. At least 5 people injured, and several homes were badly damaged or destroyed.
The Lord was definitely watching after us. I mean, there were other places that were hit too, and I mean, our house was laying on top, on its side in the middle of the road, and if we would have been in it, we probably wouldn't be here.
Okay, again, while bulldozers are trying to clean up the mess, crews are on the scene trying to restore power to that same given area. So a very nasty situation there in Texas. The good news is, even around Dallas, ought to see some sunshine before the day is out so we can salvage part of the Easter holiday. Plenty of rain south of Fort Smith, Arkansas. Little Rock, not quite done yet. Still have flood watches up in a lot of Texas all the way to Tennessee. Southern Kentucky, flood warning up now in Bowling Green. Now for today's weather maker, here's meteorologist Melissa Barrington.
Now, some areas here, it's the haves and the have-nots. Some areas getting too much rain, but across portions of the eastern coastline, actually, we'd like to see some rain. Maybe not Easter Sunday, but look at this. Let's take a look at the historical fall-winter historical rankings. In fact, New Jersey, Delaware, and Virginia, the driest fall-winter combination on record. In both of the Carolinas, it's actually the second driest on record. In Georgia, the 4th driest. Here's what's going on today. We have an upper low that is weakening, and as it does so, it is going to accelerate eastward. Lots of warm and humid air south of our frontal boundary, and the front is going to intercept with that moisture, and as it does so, the impact for today will be rain, and for some folks, it'll actually be a welcome rain. Now, like I said, maybe you don't want to see it on Easter Sunday, but at least there will be some scattered showers pushing their way in, and of course that will help out with the growing season that is going to be coming up here very shortly. Now let's go back to Mark and Bill.
All right, thank you very much. And as we take a look at Drought 2002, we turn to something many are passionate about, and that's trout fishing. Some states in the Northeast say the drought won't change how they stock for the season. But as CN8's Greg Coy reports, fishermen aren't quite so sure.
Bite the bait, and these fish end up on a plate.
Oh my goodness.
Delaware has stocked several public ponds, like here at Tidbury Park, with hundreds of trout.
It takes a man to catch these rainbow trout. Anybody just can't come out here and catch it.
The state put in as much fish as last year. Optimistic that the drought will end and the fishing season will be good.
These fish are just breeding and surviving as usual. There won't be any decline in fish numbers.
Fishermen believe that scientific explanation as much as they believe the story about the big one that got away. They can see the impact the drought has had on the ponds and the streams, and they believe the fish can sense it too.
The people out here, the sportsmen, are want us doing the fishing, and we see it, and the drought will have an effect on catching the fish.
They say the lack of rain hurts water quality, turning it murky.
If it's not going to rain, or if the water, dries up, then poor fishing.
To catch the big one, or even the small one, anglers will have to leave the shore and go by boat to the deep water. The price of that can add stress to a relaxing day.
$100 a day. Anytime I go on that boat, it's going to cost me $100.
If the drought turns out to be as bad as many think, then anglers fear the summer will leave them with empty hooks.
And that was Greg Coy reporting. In the south, well, the rain is coming. And in Atlanta and Birmingham, torrential rains the past 24 hours have let up, but it will be back late this morning and then during the afternoon hours. Heavy rain and the threat for some severe weather. Rain is pulled out of Dallas and Houston. Should be a very nice day today with pleasant temperatures. But again, farther east, could have some life-threatening flooding moving through the Tennessee River Valley as we've seen torrential rain return to these areas. Atlanta, a dry morning, so head to services this morning because this afternoon the threat for storms really goes up, and we could have a torrential downpours during the afternoon and early evening hours, supporting another inch or more of rain, and there also is that threat for severe weather. So soaking downpours will head from Louisiana, Mississippi, and West Tennessee, and then move eastward this afternoon and tonight as this low pressure area drags a cold front through the southeastern United States. And then tomorrow, very nice looking Monday here as a pleasantly cool and dry air mass builds into the area. And daytime highs from the upper 60s to the lower 70s. Now, as we take a look at what's going on in the Northeast, a damp, dreary morning in New York City, rain and drizzle. Looks like a rain and drizzle from Philly to D.C. will pick up in intensity during the afternoon and overnight hours as that system comes up from the south. New York already a wet start to the day, but the rain should taper off and then pick up again towards evening. And it looks like a rainy, windy night tonight. Here's that precipitation forecast. The rain mostly light from New York City up towards Hartford and Providence today, but tonight the heavier rain moves from D.C. to Philly and right up to New York City and Boston. So as we check on that forecast, soggy Sunday for the mid-Atlantic. Heavier rain heads up the northeast coast tonight, and then it's time to play ball tomorrow, and it looks like we should be pushing the rain out of Boston, hopefully before the start of the game in the afternoon. Now here's Bill.
All right, Mark, let's talk about that Midwestern situation now. And once again, we're looking pretty darn good out here. Check out Omaha, 53, Kansas City, 55 degrees. Now, there is a band of rain moving on through relatively quickly and hopefully rather short-lived so we can get some sunshine out there in KC for you potential shoppers out there by the plaza. Again, midday, we'll look for some snows. Minnesota spreading into the Badgerland area. Some of the snow may get steadier and heavier. So here we go again. We have 25 feet already for the year in Marquette, and we have more coming. So over 300 inches and counting. And once again, it's tending to settle down, though, as we get into the early morning hours on Monday. Daypart City, Chicagoland today. Chilly, 48 degrees. Thankfully, the Cubbies and the White Sox are both starting on the road this year. Cubs, I know, in Cincinnati and nearby Louisville, forecast high Monday. So we'll say 57 Louisville, lower 50s in the Cincinnati area. Here's the west forecast looking very, very good. 56 Seattle, 75 morning cloud cover. Now your local on the 8s.
Currently, the temperature is 43 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
Weekend Now is sponsored by Go RVing. Visit GoRVing.com.
Discover your inner Lewis and Clark. Go RVing. Life's a trip. Visit an RV dealer or call for a free video.
People come to our bed and breakfast for the gardens. Frank and I both have just a love of people and a passion for gardening.
We want to really create a special environment.
We literally have thousands and thousands of flowers. Of course, they always ask where we get them from.
Most of our bulbs, we have like 15,000, came from Walmart.
Oh, yeah. It's one-stop shopping for us.
Anything you need to maintain a garden or create a garden.
Every bit of that is high quality at a very, very good price. So you can keep blooming all year long with Walmart.
triple miles from participating airlines when you stay at any Choice hotel in the U.S. and the Caribbean. And you'll also get the chance to enter our 2 million mile giveaway. One lucky traveler will win 1 million miles, and 10 people will win 100,000 miles. Sounds like it's a good time to hit the road. For reservations, call 1-800-4CHOICE.
We check out our Midwestern Quickcast. We continue to find a lot of cloud cover. A big cirrus canopy riding over the top of Indiana and Ohio. As you get down by the valley, more rainfall. Not good news here. The Ohio River very, very high, even flooding just a little bit above flood stage in the Louisville area these days. So as that rain collects up in the headwaters, maybe more issues down the road. Another band of cloud cover, a little snow in Wisconsin, otherwise some chilly rains falling in portions of Iowa and Nebraska. But you get back in the snow out there along 80 around Grand Island and North Platte. So watch that. Chicagolanders, looks like some rain, maybe a couple of flakes mixed in for a while. 32 now in Chicago. The cold air looming, 20 in Fargo, 15 already at International Falls, 42 now around Greater Indianapolis. Again, the snow approaching, coming into Madison now, moving into Freeport and Galena, Illinois. Watch out, Rockford, coming in on the Northwest Tollway or maybe coming in on 94 today. Watch out there. Chicagoland, looks like some snow or snow and rain mixed as stated. Otherwise, we'll dry it out Sunday night. Mark?
Well, it looks like it'll be a rainy Easter Sunday for our top 5 cities today. In Charlotte, North Carolina, you'll see rain and thunderstorms develop. And those of you in Raleigh could see an afternoon thunderstorm. You're going to start off with some sprinkles in the nation's capital, but the afternoon will hold more significant rain. And it looks like the same for you folks in Baltimore. It looks like the steady rains will wait until the afternoon in Philly. It's been a rather soggy morning, but more rain's on the way.
Okay, England's fog claims its victims and an emergency is declared in South America. Katrina Voss of the Weather Channel Latin America has the stories in our World Weather Watch.
We begin our world report in England, which is famous for its fog. And unfortunately, that fog also leads to a lot of freeway, or as they call them, motorway accidents. The latest is in Oxfordshire in southern England, where what started as a 2-vehicle accident turned into a chain reaction. More than 100 vehicles, many of them traveling too fast for the conditions, were caught in the wreck. And it's rain, not fog, that's causing problems in Ecuador and South America. Flooding and mudslides are responsible for 13 deaths and have left hundreds homeless. And the government's worried that if El Nino comes back, their rainy season could last longer than normal, leading to even more problems. Well, El Nino is not the only phenomenon that has a worldwide impact. Global warming does too. And now there's a report that's bad news for anyone with allergies. It says that continued global warming could lead to more carbon dioxide, which plants will love, and the plants will produce more pollen, which allergy sufferers will hate. And finally, just to remind us what a big world it is, let's look at some temperature extremes. On the one hand, in Pakistan, now that the midday sun is above the equator, in one place, it's already reached 109 degrees. And for the opposite extreme, let's go to the South Pole, where right now it's dark 24 hours a day. And this week, a low was measured at 86 degrees below 0 Fahrenheit. Brr. Back to you.
All right, Katrina, thank you very much. A normal winter's day at the South Pole, by the way, we'll see a temperature of between 60 and 70 below 0, partly because the sun has set for a while down there. All right, Mark, coming up the Weekly Planner just ahead on the weekend now.
And plus, our weekend wow shows how Chicago got a little crossed up on its seasons this week.
Hey, Mark, here's our whether or not question. On average, how many days per year does the summit of Mount Washington in New Hampshire have hurricane-force wind gusts?
Weekend Now is sponsored by Go RVing. Visit GoRVing.com.
Rediscover the spark that brought you together. Go RVing. Life's a trip. Visit an RV dealer or call for a free video.
It starts by rejecting the notion of what is and embracing what will be.
Passing by.
The all-new Ariel from Suzuki. It has more features, more standard horsepower, and better acceleration than Honda Civic and Ford Focus. You knew this was coming. You just didn't know from where. Introducing the new Suzuki Aereo. Get up and go. Lease a Suzuki Aereo S today for $199 per month with only $1849 to start.
Visit your Suzuki dealer today or call 1-877-MY-SUZUKI.
Here's your house. Oh, terrific. Here's your house. She's good. Yes. Winner. Super. Stupid. Okay.
If it were this easy to win a new house,
You get a house.
yeah, you wouldn't need to enter the Century 21 Home Run Derby sweepstakes, where you could win $250,000 toward a new home.
Enter now at Century21.com. Play the Home Run Derby game and win instant prizes. Whoa.
Century 21. Real estate for the real world.
Tomorrow, Storm Week begins with hurricanes.
There wasn't a thing left on the beach, not a thing.
Watch Storm Week, 5 nights of the world's worst weather, beginning tomorrow at 9 Eastern, only on the Weather Channel. You'll watch, you won't.
Another busy night? Maybe it's time for something different.
Escape to paradise and live it up.
The new Paradise Island Buffet is coming soon and features live cooking with more than triple the selections. More seats, more selection, more smiles, and more value. Experience the new Paradise Island Buffet coming soon.
It's always a good time and a great escape in Paradise, East Peoria, Illinois.
In paradise.
Weeknights, see it from the beginning. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is on FX.
All right, I get it. You're evil. I don't play well with others.
You're going to hell.
Save me a seat. If the apocalypse comes, beat me.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, part of the new FX lineup. Buffy at 7, Ally McBeal at 8, and The Practice at 9. 3 hits, 5 nights, 1 place. Weeknights on FX.
Storm Week begins Monday night, 9 Eastern. Now from Weekend Now. Here's your local on the 8s. Currently, the temperature is 39 degrees under cloudy skies. Your forecast. Your extended forecast.
Here's our quick cast of the Northeast for you, and we are looking at a frontal zone off the mid-Atlantic coast. Areas of weak low pressure rippling along it, bringing up some more much-needed rainfall into this part of the country. Unfortunately, it is Easter Sunday. A lot of people heading off to services and waking up to rain, especially from Philly to New York to Hartford and now into Providence. Here's a closer view of the radar. The rain not quite into Boston, but once you get into Connecticut and Rhode Island, it is a light rain that is falling here this morning. This should persist for the next hour or two, and the rain does extend into New York City. Here's a close view of the Boston area. There you can see that it's mostly cloudy. No rain yet, but we do expect a little bit of on and off very light rain this morning, but more significant rain tonight. Here's that significant batch of rain right over New York City, so if you are headed out to services here, it's wet and it's also a little bit cool. Same is true in Philadelphia. That's your quick cast to the Northeast. Now here's Bill with your weekly planner.
All right, Mark, thanks a lot. Again, our Weather Pro All right, let's see, what do we have here? My source is Weather Pro. All right, you can see we have some colder air building up now in the Western Lakes area. And by the way, that colder air is coming east. Severe threat still very high today, as Mark said. A bunch of warnings now for the parishes around Baton Rouge and Louisiana. Hopefully that's out of our hair by, say, later on this afternoon. And thereafter, we actually should be in pretty good shape as we look at that drier air working in from west to east over the Gulf Coast. Meanwhile, more storminess for later on next week, and then a real shot of cold air, at least in the Great Lakes area to the Ohio Valley, then coming to the coast as we get into Friday and Saturday of next week, and it appears right now to be a very chilly period. Start you off on Monday. We continue, as Mark said, to have a rainy threat up towards New York and Boston. This is not the current rain. This is the next rain event coming up through Kentucky and Virginia, West Virginia. That'll go on through, and then the tail end of that pulls off the Carolina beaches as we get into the day on Monday. So golfers around Brunswick County may want to make some afternoon tee times. Heading into Tuesday, yet another rain event coming from Detroit southward down to about Fayetteville, Arkansas. Obviously, as it approaches the Ohio Valley, we look with trepidation. The rainmaker is on the move, though. Thankfully, it should not be there all that long. Wednesday, we'll get the rain, though, over Kentucky and Tennessee. Most areas dry out nicely, cool down quite a bit, though, as we get high pressure from Canada building in. So chilly day, it looks like, for the Panama City Beach area for anybody spring breaking it down there. Heading into Friday, we have yet more rain on the docket for Texas. Watch out South Padre Island, folks. And meanwhile, some rain with the onshore flow in the great Northwest. And then comes Saturday, this system seems to be bogged down a little bit over Texas and western Louisiana. Temperature-wise here comes some cooler air for the Great Lakes area. Not going to melt a whole lot of that incredible snow cover up around Marquette, Michigan. You want the warm air. It continues in Florida and around southwestern Georgia up there by Albany, Georgia. Looks like highs still around 80. Heading into Wednesday, though, watch this colder air from the Great Lakes into Montana. And then Thursday into Friday with wind, 30s and 40s in Chicago, Columbus, Ohio. Definitely some bees in the bat for Major League Baseball. And closing it out on Friday, that colder air continues to head to the eastern seaboard. Mark?
Well, the contrast in the seasons makes our weekend wow. Spring came to Chicago and brought out the early balloons, but this week's winter storm brought some more snow and dusted the young flowers. Experts say the tulips and other early springtime flowers have survived these late snowfalls for millions of years, so they should be all right. I used to remember those days.
Very encouraged. The early crocuses, that's what I remember.
They're tough.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's some tough basketball teams left here, and we're down to the final two now in Atlanta.
That's right, Mark. Tomorrow night, the championship game will be played in the Georgia Dome, and Jeff Morrow, a proud Big Ten alum, is downtown this morning. And Jeff, how you doing out there?
Oh, we're doing much better than what we were yesterday because it was pouring. I mean, it was a deluge here in the Atlanta metropolitan area. Of course, the Final Four being an indoor event, it didn't affect the event itself, but a lot of the fans had to put up with a lot of rain, but it didn't seem to matter very much at all to the fans.
Hats, hoods, ponchos, umbrellas, some sporting school colors. For Final Four fans, anything goes when you have to stay dry.
I think it's great. We haven't had rain in Maryland for about 100 years, so it's been wonderful.
So you don't mind this sloshing around?
I don't mind it even a little bit, yeah. It never rains in Maryland, so.
I love it. It's nice and warm.
What about the rain?
Oh, the rain's not bad. We're going to be inside watching the game anyways. We got tickets.
Not this guy. He admits the wet weather's washing away his hopes of finding tickets. It's a little depressing for vendors, too.
We have been out here since 8 this morning, and it's been pretty busy all day.
But when it rains real hard,
they run for cover.
And run they did. But when the skies closed, wallets opened and spirits were lifted. Talk of the weather drowned out by more important things, like winning.
And that was reporter Renee Starsick. And it looks like for the big game tomorrow night, skies will have cleared out and it should be beautiful weather inside and out. Let's get back to you guys in the studio.
Okay, and from one Big Ten alum to another.
All right, guys, enjoy tomorrow night. Anyway, we have more for you after a look at your local on the 8s.
This program was brought to you by the Honda Odyssey. It's one of the joys of parenthood.
I can't let old Mr. Hetherington take
take you away, Red. You need to be free again. Go on now! Get out of here! Please. You have to go.
With a leather interior and the available Honda DVD entertainment system,
I'll never forget you!
it's one of the joys of parenthood.
Sorry, guys. How was dance class?
The Odyssey from Honda.
Perfect. A delicious Denny's Grand Slam breakfast for only $2.99. What could be better?
A homemade breakfast? You used to howl about my cooking.
That was the smoke detector.
The $2.99 Grand Slam deal, only at Denny's.
Castrol AccuVision rain repellent applies quicker and easier than Rain-X, so you can use it whenever you have a spare minute. Castrol AccuVision, the 1-minute rain repellent.
Visit Castrol's website at www.castrolusa.com for more information on AccuVision.
Here's a cool idea. Take the cleaning power of toothpaste, the icy cool freshness of real mouthwash, and put them together. Introducing Colgate 2-in-1 toothpaste and mouthwash in new Icy Blast Whitening, a unique liquid gel with light foaming action. It keeps teeth looking whiter and freshens breath with an icy cool blast. So cool, it's hot. Colgate 2-in-1 toothpaste and mouthwash in new Icy Blast Whitening.
Log on to Colgate2in1.com for a chance to win a hot trip. Cool.
We weren't technically a garage band since we practiced in a barn. But we had our moments. 3 years, 7 drummers, and about 50,000 really embarrassing stories we never get tired of telling.
Introducing AT&T Unlimited.
We can go on and on. Just ask anybody who saw us perform.
$19.95 a month for unlimited calls, unlimited talk, to any AT&T residential long-distance customer.
Sometimes you have to hold the phone away from your ear a little.
Make all the calls you want, whenever you want.
I love them, but I'm not going to pay a lot to listen to them. Nobody ever did.
To enroll, call 1-800-REACH-OUT or visit att.com/unlimited.
Storm Week begins Monday night, 9 Eastern. Now from Weekend Now. Here's your local on the 8s. Currently in your area, 39 degrees. Under cloudy skies. Forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
Get ready for another stormy day in the southeast. This tornado caused minor damage in Callahan County, Texas, southeast of Abilene. It's just one of 14 tornadoes reported yesterday. Storms also unleashed high winds, hail, heavy rain, and of course lightning. Good morning. Welcome to Weekend Now, the show that helps you plan your weekend activities around the weather. I'm Mark Mancuso.
Laying on top.
on its side in the middle of the road, and if we would have been in it, we probably wouldn't be here.
And while bulldozers are trying to clean up the mess, crews are on the scene trying to restore power to that area. The upside, though, has been that we do need some rain in Texas. We've had a long-term drought here. The rainmaker just about done with for the Lone Star State, however. But look at the rain going here. Look at this area. About 5 parishes between Baton Rouge and New Orleans now under a severe thunderstorm warning. Hail and high wind and obviously very heavy rain likely. More rain flanking through Tennessee and getting up there by the D.C. area. Flood watches up Texas all the way to Gatlinburg and eastern areas of Tennessee. Now for today's weather maker, meteorologist Melissa Barrington.
Some areas, as Bill showed you, are getting too much rain, but some areas desperately need to see some rain. As we take a look here at today's weather maker, so far this fall-winter season has actually been of historical rankings. First off, New Jersey, Delaware, and Virginia, the driest on record for the two-season period. In the Carolinas, the second driest on record, and Georgia, the fourth driest fall-winter season on record. Today, what we're seeing is an upper-level low. It is going to work its way eastward and weaken as it accelerates. Lots of warm and humid air coming up from the south, and our frontal boundary is going to intercept with that moisture. The impact from the front with the moisture is going to be rain. Of course, we don't like to necessarily see it on Easter Sunday, but it is welcome rain for some folks, especially for those of you who do need to see the rain through the Carolinas and also stretching up into the mid-Atlantic states. It'll get up there, especially later on this afternoon and evening.
And a lot of folks in the southeast really have not seen rain like this for a long time.
No, it's been a long time, and more yet to come today.
All right, thanks, Melissa. And we'll focus in on that southeast rain for you right now as we take a look at our Easter Sunday forecast for you. If you're in Atlanta, get those morning services in. It's dry right now, but we expect storms this afternoon. Could see the return of torrential rains. So Atlanta and Birmingham, a little lull right now, but it will be coming in from the west, so be prepared for that. New Orleans, we expect stormy weather here too. Florida Peninsula still looks great. Oh my goodness, still in the mid and upper 80s. While in Texas, the weather will be much improved. A really nice day today, Dallas, San Antonio, and Houston. In the Atlanta area, a dry morning, but beware this afternoon will turn ugly as we'll see heavy rain and storms return mid-afternoon into the evening hour. Some could be severe with some damaging winds and hail, so be on the alert for that. Here you can see our rain area. It's currently well entrenched in Louisiana, Mississippi, West Tennessee, and this will start to move east for today as our low pressure now in East Texas drags a cold front across the south. It looks like a stormy afternoon and early evening here. Some storms could be severe from Alabama and Georgia into the Carolinas. And then tomorrow, cool, dry, high pressure starts to build in. So as we head back to work or school, it looks really nice on Monday. Atlanta will be in the upper 60s, Dallas again in the lower 70s, and Florida is still pretty warm in the 80s. Up the East Coast we go, where we're looking at a dreary morning here. We've had rain and drizzle, Philly, New York City, Hartford, and Providence. Some of that will try to sneak up into Boston, but it does not look like much here today. Main area rain this morning will slide out to sea, and then a new batch comes up from the south, so the rain will pick up this afternoon and this evening from D.C. into Philadelphia. New York, it's been raining this morning. Expect that rain to taper off towards noon, then come back in with a vengeance tonight with a brisk wind. Looks like a rainy, windy night tonight, spreading from New York up towards the Boston area. Today, though, a little light rain squirts eastward through southern New England. Another batch of heavier rain develops to the south of the Mason-Dixon line during the afternoon hours, so look for the rain to pick up around D.C. and Philadelphia and as well as Richmond this afternoon and this evening. And then tonight, the rain and wind spreads up through the northeastern United States. And on Monday, it's opening day. In Baltimore, we should be all dried out. A rainy morning in Boston and a windy morning, too. But hopefully, keep the fingers crossed for the Fenway faithful. The rains will pull out. Now, here's Bill Keneally heading off to the Midwest.
Who might that involve? All right, Mark, let's talk about what's going on here in the Midwest for you Cubby fans, for instance, heading down to Cincinnati for opening day tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get some drier air going here, but it will be turning chilly. Watching today, though, snow could fall. Chicago at 48 later on, but it looks like it's going to start as snow. It is snowing fairly heavily now in Madison, Wisconsin, as well as up there in Dubuque, Iowa. It is raining, though, in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, but it looks like the rain-snow line will probably set up a little south of Chicago. So Rockford, Elgin, Chicago, watch out today for a while, at least over the morning hours. Forecasting midday into later on today, more snows in Michigan. Snowfall in Chicagoland should be long gone by that time. Maybe some snow into lower Michigan, too. And you know what, may have to pull that rain-snow line a little farther down, so watch out on I-75 as you close out the holiday weekend. Heading into early Monday now, looks like a little more snow setting up shop for especially midday and beyond up here in North Dakota and Minnesota. Forecast highs Monday, 48 Chicagoland, 60 in the St. Louis area, 57 Louisville will interpolate opening day, about 55 in Cincinnati. Looks great in the west, 65 Salt Lake City, a hot, dry 92 in Phoenix. Hopefully folks out there enjoying the end of the Cactus League can stick around a while. This pattern is very, very good. However, somebody has that weather catching up to them, and that'll be the great Northwest, Seattle, eventually Portland, getting into the onshore flow. And once again, we continue to find some colder air lurking in Canada. And Mark, as you know, it's coming into Montana later on tomorrow. And then watch out, even Denver, cold air come pouring south come about Tuesday.
I think they've already hoisted the winter storm watches in Montana, believe it or not. Well, today's Weather 101 lesson just ahead of weekend now.
And coming up later, a discovery about predicting earthquakes.
And right now, it's your local on the 8s.
Watch the incredible storms. Witness the staggering power of Storm Week.
It is definitely on the ground. This thing is big.
Watch Storm Week, 5 nights of the world's worst weather, beginning Monday night at 9 Eastern and Pacific, only on the Weather Channel. You'll watch, you won't forget.
Currently, the temperature is 39 degrees under cloudy skies. Your forecast. Your extended forecast.
Road game, huh? I just love road games. No distractions, just you against the world. It's an opportunity to prove yourself, to show everyone out there you can win no matter what.
It's just a sales call.
Son, there's no such thing as just a sales call.
When you're on the road, count on Fairfield Inn's inviting affordable rooms.
Son, you need a fight song. Bum, bum,
Yeah, fight song. Break out your break.
Road game, huh?
Now make 3 stays and earn 2 free nights. Call 1-888-MARRIOTT today. Fairfield Inn. Your Marriott awaits.
Where are the cars we were promised? The land-based rocket ships with cockpits full of computers and video screens. The cars with shapes we had seen only in our dreams. Where are the cars we were promised? They're closer than you think. Introducing the new Infiniti G35.
States, flood watches out from Texas to Tennessee, flood warnings out in West Tennessee this morning. Looking at the Doppler radar, estimates of rainfall the past 24 hours, where you see the darker green and the yellow, the heavier rains anywhere from 1 to about 5 inches of rain. Certainly much needed rain spreading across North Georgia and upstate South Carolina. Low pressure is moving through Louisiana and around it, heavy rain and severe thunderstorms. This system will head its way across the south today. There you can see the lightning data, and here in Louisiana, severe thunderstorms headed right towards Baton Rouge with large hail and damaging winds. Bill?
Well, Mark, you're looking at damage caused by a tornado that hit southeast of Huntsville, Alabama last night. And again, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go up to Kenneth Hale during a snowstorm. The Weather Channel's storm analyst, Dr. John Scala, has the answers in Weather 101.
Many of us have experienced a snowstorm or a blizzard when the snowflakes come down at such a fury that it can be blinding, reducing visibility to maybe down to a quarter of a mile. Maybe you've heard thunder. Can hail ever form in a snowstorm? Actually, the answer is yes. It's a rare phenomenon, but it can occur. Let's take a look at why. What we need is an enhanced vertical motion. We need more instability associated with the storm that's producing the snow. And typically, this forms in the vicinity of mountainous areas, like the Rockies or the Appalachians. What's happening here is the air is forced up over the mountains and it encounters colder air aloft, ingredients that would support the formation of small hail. Now, we're not talking about the big hail that you see in thunderstorms in the summertime. No, this is small hail, pea-size or marble-size hail that can accompany snowstorms. So you may hear thunder, you may see small hail. It's a rare phenomenon, but it can occur. For Weather 101, I'm Dr. John Scala.
And from hail to another danger posed by severe weather. The Weather Channel's Paul Goodloe explains how to protect yourself from lightning.